Hi everyone and welcome back to another video. So today, once again, we're going to go on a journey to try to get a worm kill in with our basically 50 gold budget build on the Barbarian. It's basically just a Bardiche and a couple of skills. I am going to try Life Siphon out just for a few raids to see what happens, but I'm kind of not certain on it. The reason being, I want the agility just to bump my movement speed up a little bit while PvPing on top of Rage. I feel like it's really going to suck not having Achilles Strike or Reckless Attack. But for perks, I have Iron Will, Potion Chugger, the one that gives you health after a kill, and then Crush just to move through the environment a little bit faster. So we get an incredibly good spawn, and end up getting to Worm before pretty much anyone else in the lobbies here. And then we hear footsteps quite early on. So I think I'm completely safe, like, hidden behind this wall, and come to find out, this is not a good hiding spot. We take a fireball, a zap, and that pretty much does us in. Yeah. One thing I should have done is chug some potions beforehand, or something, but I was kind of banking on the fact that they wouldn't see me and I'd get the first swing off. That was not the case. So, there are some failures, but successes are not too far away. We jump into another game quickly, buying our 50 gold blue Bardiche, and then a few meds. One thing I will say about Potion Chugger that has me curious is the fact that you can stack potions and they hit quicker, so the heal over time should be faster, and you're getting a little bit more value out of your blue potions for protection, which could be a game changer. I'm not saying it's amazing, I don't know if it's better than the damage. You are sacrificing a pretty good perk. We arrive here with Achilles Strike on this guy, which we switch back to, and he is toast after 2 hits with the Bardiche. This guy gets way too close, and that pretty much does him in. So I switch back to Achilles Strike because your kill potential is just way higher, especially on squishy targets, which you're going to deal with a ton. And when I was using Life Siphon, I haven't fully really tested it out yet, but I didn't find it did quite enough. Reducing your HP over time makes you a little bit squishier, and I'm already super squishy because I have like no gear. It might be worthwhile on something a little more geared. I'll probably try it out again, but my problem kept being I just need to kill people faster, and Achilles Strike and Reckless Attack is pretty much going to do that for you. So we kill these poor old guys. They were running pretty much starter gear as well. However, the Bardiche just doesn't mess around. Once you pop that Rage ability, you are hitting for a lot of damage. Extremely cheap damage. We hear someone else close by, but we've got to deal with this archer. Surprisingly doesn't spot us through the bushes. And then he does this little sprint away. Alright, thankfully we deal with him. And now we might have another little situation on our hands. Seeing a Barbarian with the starting axe is a relief in a way, even though these guys can still deal some massive damage to a slow-moving target like myself. One Achilles Strike from these guys, and I am probably cooked. Block his first attack, and then try to turn on the other guy who's just in Bardiche range. But now we're pretty much surrounded. Thankfully for us, this guy just clocks his buddy. And then we are so close to dying. One thing I need to do a lot better of, the blocking is great, but I gotta get my distance better and aim for the head. If I had aimed just a little bit higher on that sideways sweep, I probably would have been able to take that Barb out, meaning that last hit wasn't required. Hitting arms for like 30 or 40 damage does absolutely nothing, so I just need to get a little better at the headshots, and we can really deal some damage with this Bardiche. The other thing I should be doing more of is backing up rather than walking into players, because they will walk into the end of your weapon. You don't really need to chase them as often if they're fully engaged in a fight. Especially these Barbs, they were not backing off. So I could have been backpedaling the whole time, giving myself a little bit more distance. So, we win this fight, but now we have a long ways to go to once again try to get to the worm location. And hopefully, I'm really hoping there's not a lot of 3-man teams just camping it or farming it, because it's already so late in the raid, it could already be done and gone. And if I'm going to get a rusty key, it's going to need some basically extreme levels of luck, and then just getting there quickly to try to farm it myself. So we're going to zoom through this map, break through a few doors, kill a few of these archers, and then try and find our way to that worm location. Nothing I want more than a fresh worm. Kind of an odd thing to say, but a fresh worm with no one farmed it yet, and a full room full of chests and boxes, and maybe some blues even. Something a solo player doesn't see all that often. So we were hopeful. And it's just in the other room. But first we're going to grab this protection buff, and then I decide I might as well heal up while I have time. It's not going to be much good me going in there half HP if I do run into any players. We have 1 potion left, so I'm going to enjoy my coffee quickly. As quick as you can on Barbarians. It takes forever to heal back your HP through rest. And then pop that potion and just see what happens as we enter the worm location. So, jumping ahead, we cut our rest a little early because we are, quite frankly, running out of time. Could be long gone, could be nothing there to look for, and this circle is starting to get a little smaller. Breaking through the door, looks kind of empty. And none of these mobs have really been pulled yet except for the ones on the other side. That gives me hope. Gives me a little bit of hope. We might get to farm the worm for the first time in this solo adventure. We hear a guy close by, and it's a rogue, of course, dancing around. He must not have heard us or just wasn't worried, because he straight up just jumps over the wall and is gone. We're very lucky. Makes me incredibly nervous though jumping down here. And it looks like this place is untouched, which is super, super nice to see. You know how happy I was. I'm happy but also terrified, because at any moment a rogue could just spring from the shadows. The worm is here. And if you want tips on how to fight the worm, I'm not the guy. I literally just swing at it repeatedly until it dies. Trying to dodge its down attack like that one, straight down, and it does a sweep attack, which I'm usually hit by because I'm greedy, as you'll see there. This Bardi should make pretty quick work of it if we can get on top of it. I'm just super, super nervous that Rogue's gonna make this awful for me. Really, I'm kind of surprised how little damage it takes to kill this thing. Like, you guys can count the hits there. It's not a lot of damage. We get an adventurer's tunic. Kind of trash. I guess it's better than gray boots or something. But I don't know. At least it's something I can use. I was really hoping to see some blues. Most times, though, you find the blues in the chest around the exterior. So, what do we have? We have a blue wizard hat. If we have some decent rolls, we might be able to make some of our money back. But a wizard hat with shit rolls is selling for absolutely nothing. Magical power and magical damage percentage. That might not be a bad one. Unfortunately, we don't have a lockpick, and our axe is not strong enough to break this guy. So a lot of the really good stuff could be hidden in there. So we get a blue from our first experience here. No rusty key. But overall, I'm still super happy with how that went. We can take this ladder back up, or not really ladder, there's lift back up. And I did hear a blue portal spawn quite close by. So this could be one of the simplest runs. Well, I guess I did have to fight quite a few guys early on. But with all my time trying to do these, this was probably the smoothest finding worm to leaving I've ever had. There's always chaos. There's always somebody jumping from the top ropes to stab you. Or a team that's just camping this spot. So, we get a little lucky. And sometimes you need a bit of luck. And just as soon as we go through that portal, a rogue is right there behind us. So we didn't have much more time, or else we'd be in a dance-off, which, give the Barbarian credit, he can move, but not quite as fast as a rogue. So heading back to our lobby, we see if this is actually worth it. We get a bunch of just whites and grays from those first few guys we killed. +2 strength on the gloves and mitts might not be too bad. I don't think the plate pants are going to sell for anything unless they have % damage reduction. And then this magical wizard hat might be something. I think I made enough to buy another Bardiche back at least, which is quite nice. That's a very nice thing. I just hope these Bardiches keep staying cheap while I continue to smash into people in ruins. It's a lot of fun. Those one hits are really, really good time, and the blocking is something I'm getting a little better with. One thing I do want to try, though, I do want to try more spear on fighter, because the block's a different angle, and might be a little better at blocking a falchion. So that's something to look forward to. The other thing I need to try a little more is this potion chugger. I'm really curious. I really want to keep trying it, because faster heal over time sounds really, really strong to me, on top of the ability that gives you the HP back after a kill. Now, of many of the classes, I'd say Barbarian has so many that are useful. So I don't know what you guys are using or running as a solo Barb, or even in a team. So let me know what your thoughts are on the Barb's kit in general, and I do want to try and keep going with Potion Chugger because I think heal over time, and the fact that you can increase that, could be really, really beneficial. I think if I start getting more geared, I'll buy 2 different quality potions, and then pot them both up before a fight, basically giving me like a mini second wind almost every fight I'm in. Now, it's a lot of management and it's a lot of work. However, I see some of the potential, and we could potentially be selling this wizard hat for a lot more than I expected. We just threw it out there saying offer, and I was expecting a guy to just throw up like 50 Gs or 40 Gs, whatever, something super troll. But this guy offers me 200, and we'll take that any day of the week. So, that's like 4 more Bardishes, and that's very exciting for me, being as poor as I am in my Barbarian class. So look guys, once again, thank you all for watching. We'll be doing some more of these. I want to see if we can actually get a rusty key at some point, while I also work on some stuff for my fighter class. So cheers, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.